Salutations. You guys should know what you see on your screen right now. This is a video that apparently has been making the rounds online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's kind of a viral video at this point. A friend of mine, Keita J, she beat me to it. She went live and talked about it, but I wanted to make a whole video on it because I have other venues I plan on posting this with. Facebook, Instagram, might put it on my YouTube. If I still have my YouTube, granted the fact how bad I've been destroying the conversation about abortions, but that's neither here nor there. That's coming up on the next podcast. Trust and believe me on that. But I wanted to talk about this because situations like this plays directly into my talking points. And I wanted you all to hear this. I wanted you all to see this in case you did not see it. I'm pretty sure you have. Quite frankly, damn near everybody on my Facebook has seen it and or talking about it. So I wanted to make sure I got my 2 cents in because, like I said, it plays directly into my talking points. So apparently, this guy came to his baby mama house to drop off some food for his son. Let me repeat that. The baby daddy came to drop off some food, some edible food, something that a child would need for sustenance. Food for his son. He came to bring food for his son. Now, let me just point this out before I start the video. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause it throughout to give my 2 cents. But before that, let me just say this. We don't know the full story. We don't know how old this one particular child is. Apparently, this one particular child has 3 other siblings with this woman. So we don't know how old this child is. And I'm going to bring that up again because I brought it up for a reason. Also, we don't know what happened on the phone or the text messages. We don't know how this conversation came about for him to be bringing his son some food. We don't know how we got here. But we're going to talk about it. Believe that. Let's go.
Look, y'all. Every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have...
Let's stop it right there. I got to stop this sucker early. She said every day this man comes there with food for his child. She has 3 other kids. Every day this man has to come and bring his child something to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, would you not believe that that's a problem? Ma'am, why aren't you cooking? And judging by this video, it seems to be pretty cloudy outside. So I want to say this is quite possibly in the middle of the day. Ma'am, why aren't you at work? I have questions. I definitely have questions. So he brings his son food every day. He only feeds his son. Evidently, that's a problem. But let's go on. I'm going to get into all this.
3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring 1 thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids?
What about them? What about your other kids? Them other kids isn't his responsibility. And that's why I brought up how old is this kid of his. Because if this kid that he's bringing food for is the oldest of the 4, that was her first by him, and they're broken up, oh, he has no connection to those other 3 kids at all whatsoever in the slightest. In no stretch of the imagination does he have anything with them, with those other 3 children. Now, if you guys were together and his child was the last child, so that means he had to have interacted with these other 3 children. Okay, maybe, just maybe, by the skin of your teeth, you may have a you may have a case. Let's continue to see where this goes.
McDonald's though. Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out and you're only bringing one child something.
Your kids are left out, ma'am, because you saw fit to have children by multiple different men. That's why your children feel left out. Your children don't feel left out because one's eating McDonald's and the others aren't. Your children feel left out because quite possibly none of them have the same last names. Your children is left out because quite frankly, maybe none of them have the same father. That's why your children are left out. But hey, I digress.
Eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even... I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that...
Let's stop it right there again. She says she's fixing to expose him. Ma'am, you've done nothing but expose yourself. Ma'am, you've done nothing but expose the fact that you're a terrible parent. You've done nothing but expose the fact that you're irresponsible with your vagina. You've done nothing but expose yourself to show that you have no respect for this man who's bringing food for his child. That's what you did. You didn't expose him at all. You exposed yourself.
That don't look enough for all my kids.
That don't look enough for all my kids. Boy, I tell you, black women have a very bad problem with speech. God, dog. I gave her the benefit of doubt earlier because she was pronunciating her words correctly and stuff. So I kind of gave her the benefit of doubt, but saying that just now, that don't look enough for... You left out a whole word. How you leave out a whole word out of a sentence? Oh man, but all right, we gonna continue.
That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just...
She did it again. She doubled down on stupid. She repeated it. All right. I'm sorry.
One burger, one fry.
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids? They ain't mine.
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
So what are you talking about? What are you mad?
Them your kids' siblings though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't give my food stamps to the seven.
Now let's stop it right there. I don't need you telling me it's time to clean my phone, T-Mobile. Shut up. Let's stop it right there. She's arguing that he only brought food for one. She brings up, what about the other three? He gave the very basic answer of, what about the other three? You didn't feed them? That was the perfect answer to that. That was a perfect response. I give you a hand clap for that. That was a perfect response. Ma'am, you didn't feed him? Ma'am, you're not cooking? Why does he have to bring his son food anyway? He shouldn't have to bring his kid any food. You getting food stamps? What is up with you rationing your food stamps? She has 4 kids. Now, going off the top of my head, going off the women I've dealt with throughout my life, the women that I've known throughout my life, going off the top of the dome right now, with food stamps, she gets at the very least upwards of $700 to $800 in food stamps. At the least. At least. So I ask you again, if you putting $700, $800 at the least, the bare minimum, that's her food stamps, I'm pretty sure. She may get more, but that's at the very least. If you're putting $700, $800 of food stamps in your home, why is all your food gone before the month is out? And you got to wait until the 7th of July, 2022, for your food stamps to reset. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be something to do. How could you have blown through that? Oh, yeah, probably buying crab legs and crawfish. But all right, we're going to continue.
Problem.
But if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Listen,
them are his siblings, though. He not finna...
Boom. There it is. Lisa, I'm assuming that's your name. That's how he's addressing you. Lisa, ma'am, come in the huddle real quick. You had those kids. You saw fit to be irresponsible with your vagina. You saw fit to be irresponsible with your body and your ovaries. You saw fit to just give your vagina out to just random raw penis. That's what you did. You did that. Those are your kids, not his. He's not entitled to bring them children anything. He doesn't have to bring them children anything. He's helping his son. And I actually commend this man on how he's responding to this woman right now. 'Cause it couldn't have been me. Oh, she would have been everything but a child of God. One, you walked up to me with a camera in my goddamn face. I don't rock like that. Talking about you about to expose me. What you about to expose, homie? So that's your first mess up right there. The second one is thinking that I'm just about to just feed your entire household. Now, I brought up earlier saying that we don't know what led to this. You see, that text conversation or that phone conversation, it could have went somewhere along the lines of, hey, your son has a need, why don't you bring him something to eat? And the man said, all right, cool, click. Now, how that conversation should have went, it should have went somewhere along the lines of, hey, look, I'm in between paychecks right now. I don't have my food stamps yet. Look, the other kids haven't eaten, so when you bring your son something to eat today, can you bring me something for the other children? And at that point, it would be up to him to say yes or no. That's how that conversation should have went. But like I said, we don't know how it happened, but I'm sure it didn't happen like that, like I just stated. Because looking at this guy, seeing how he's interacting with her and he haven't cussed her out to high heaven yet, he seems like an upstanding dude. Looking at how she's treating him, I have reason to believe that maybe he's the one who left the relationship because he probably saw the writing on the wall that she was a piece of crap. And unfortunately, had a baby with her. He seems like an okay dude. I'm quite positive if she would have asked correctly, he probably would have fed the other kids. But no, knowing our women, black women got this bad. Black women got this very bad. A lot of our women seek DNA, dick and attention. She got the dick already because she has a plethora of kids. Now she wants the attention. Talking about she's going to expose this man, but she's only exposed the fact of her being a bad parent. She saw fit to walk up to this man with a camera and want to record him for the world to see. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's the one who left the relationship. And I hate to see how this man's son is being raised because I'm quite positive that if she's treating the father like this, I hate to see how she talks about the father in front of the children. Sit on that.
Eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating at McDonald's. Why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring... So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb?
You sound effing dumb. You do. You sound freaking retarded. You have a man here helping you with his seed. Not the other men's seed. His seed. You have a man here helping you, bringing your child something to eat, bringing his child something to eat, bringing y'all's child something to eat. And you're upset that he didn't bring the other children something to eat. Where their fathers? Call their daddies. Why they daddies not? Why don't you have three? Why don't you have 2, 3, 4? You got 4 kids, so I'm assuming you at least have 2 different babies' fathers. At least. But for the sake of me being petty, you should have 4 different cars pulling up in a line with 4 different meals being bought to the children. That's what you should have. But no, you got this man pulling up looking out for his son. And you're mad about that? Ladies and gentlemen, black community, black men, these are your queens. How many of you had to deal with something like this? I know quite a few men dealt with something like this, dealing currently with something like this. These are your queens.
You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that?
Black women, there you go. You tell a black woman something that makes perfect sense. She disregards it to double down on stupid. He told her you had them kids. Them kids is not his responsibility. Her response was, okay, they're not your responsibility. But when you buy for one, you buy for all. What? What? This is the logic with so many of our women. This is the logic. This is the logic. She agreed with him. She agreed. Yes, I had these kids. They're not your responsibility. She agreed with him. But then doubled down on her own stupidity to say when you buy for one, you buy for all. I hate to see what Christmas look like. Oh my God, I bet your Christmas is probably utter chaos. This man probably bought his son a bike or something. What other 3 bikes? Nigga, what? Huh? I buy my son a bike, I gotta buy 3 other bikes? What? I hate to see what Christmas look like.
Look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's.
So
you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What
Yeah,
like?
they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you.
Whoa, partner. Hold on. That girl said you knew what you was getting in. Okay, so pause. Let me rewind back to what I said earlier. Apparently, his son must be the youngest of the 4 because he knew this when they were together. So apparently she had those other 3 kids before him, and his son is the youngest. Boy, I should have been a psychologist. I'm in the wrong field. I'm in the wrong field of work. I should have been a psychologist. So by her logic, she had 3 kids when they were together. Like I said, he's probably the one who left the relationship. So since he's looking out for his son, he now has to take care of the other 3, which leads me to believe the other 3 fathers ain't worth a damn. Because you're counting on this man to pick up the slack that you apparently can't handle on your own because you chose to be irresponsible. Boy, I'm in the wrong line of work. I'm in the wrong line of work. Okay, let's play it. Let's play it.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording?
There we go. Other people. Other people, which leads me to believe she now has at least 3 babies' fathers. At the very least. She didn't say she had kids with another man. She said she had kids for other people. So out of those 4 children, this guy standing right here, she now has at least 2 other children's fathers. At least. It looks as if we're working up to my idea of 4 different cars pulling up. She may have 4 baby daddies, she may have 4 kids by 4 men. But apparently this man knew this. So it's his fault. It's not her fault. It's his fault. You slept with me. You had a baby by me. 1 out of the 4, you're going to help me take care of the other 3. We're not together. You're going to help me take care of the other 3. That's this woman's logic. That's her logic. Boy, anybody who think this woman is right in doing what she's doing and saying what she's saying, if you're a man and you think she's right, sir, you may be a simp. Ma'am, if you believe what this woman is saying is right, you may be stupid. How dare this hood rat, this low-hanging piece of fruit, tell this man that because he had a kid with a woman who had children by other men, that he has to take care of those other children? How dare you? This is the logic we have with the majority of our women. This is what a lot of our men have to deal with. And y'all wonder why these men walk out of these relationships and leave these children high and dry. Because a lot of men have to deal with this. This is why a lot of men, this is why a lot of men say, F you and them kids. F you and that kid. I'd rather pay my child support and dip. Hell with you. Women like this run a man off. We can't be stress-free. We can't live our lives. Every moment of our day, every moment of our life had to be spent dealing with you and your BS. Make it make sense. Oh, but in order to erase that screw up in life, she can just go out and get an abortion. Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. Continue.
Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not.
He's definitely a good daddy. Look at him. He's standing there with food in his hand for his son. That's what you called him for? He bought it. That's literally what you called him for. You just assumed he was going to feed the other three. He is a good father. He hasn't cussed you out to high heaven yet. So what doesn't make this man a good dad? He's there. Apparently he's been coming there all week. That's what you said earlier in the video. You said he's been there all week bringing food. That don't sound like a deadbeat to me. Oh, but you want to live by your own logic. I apologize about that. Continue.
You're foolish in this bullshit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
That child, that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that.
You know what's dumb? What's dumb, ma'am, is that you can't feed your other kids. That's what's dumb. What's dumb is you're not upstairs cooking. That's what's dumb. What's dumb is you pulled out your phone to record this man who's making you look like an idiot right now. That's what's dumb. What's dumb is she's probably standing outside recording this man with a sundress on and a bonnet. That's what's dumb.
He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I can maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the? Do I like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids? Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
They my.
I love his body language. He's coming off as sarcastic as hell right now. I love it. I love it. He's making her look so retarded. He's making her look dumb. This is when I wish there was a plethora of people standing outside watching this, because they all would probably just be laughing and pointing at her. You're a clown. You're an idiot. You're a low-hanging fruit. You're a piece of trash. How dare you just expect this man to do this? Like he said, apparently his money ain't that long. I mean, I don't know what the guy does for a living. I mean, I don't know where he works. I mean, I don't know if he just left work to bring this food and he's going back to work. Whatever the case may be, apparently his money may not be that long because he bought up his bank account. This man ain't trying to go in his bank account to spend money on 3 extra children that's not his. You're lucky he did this for the one. And again, he's been there all week, apparently.
So that means
So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like a way about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the
Send him
room.
down to the car. He ain't got to eat in front of his brothers and sisters. He can come right out to the car and eat with me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here.
Bro,
Give it here.
Give
it here. Dumb. He ain't eating this.
And it was at that point right there where America, all of Facebook, all of Instagram, all of Twitter, it was at that point right there where she just had everybody turn on her. If she had any type of argument that she can defend, which she doesn't, but if she did, Doing that right there, you just made everything you said null and void. So instead of having that one child eat, instead of you taking that food upstairs and possibly being able to divide it between the four of them, instead of you asking this man like you got sense, hey, I don't have any money. I'm down on funds right now. Do you mind bringing us a pizza or something so the other kids can eat? Do you mind doing this for me? Do you mind doing that for me? I'll pay you back when I get paid. I'm just in a little rut right now. Instead of her doing any of that, she takes the food and throws it. Black men, these are your queens. I don't ask questions when a man walks out of a child's life because 9 times out of 10, this is what he's probably dealing with. I don't ask when a man unalives a woman because 9 times out of 10, this is what he was probably dealing with. I ask the question again. How many of you all know a woman like this? How many men have dealt with a woman like this? Dealing with currently a woman like this? That's a serious question. This man was not wrong for feeding that one child, bringing that one child food. He was not wrong for this at all in the slightest, in no stretch of the imagination. He was looking out for his kid. That's it. That's all. But due to this hood rat's logic, that's not enough. Since you had this baby with me, I have 3 other bigger kids. You had to take care of them too. You had to feed them too. No. Hell no. We broke up. I'm looking out for mine. I'm looking out for the one that possibly has my last name. This woman is nuts. And any of you who think she's right in this, you may be a simp or you may just be straight up stupid. Because at no stretch of the imagination did this make any stretch of sense. None whatsoever.
You.
Why did you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a... Like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that
Anyway,
dumb...
take care of him anyway.
Dumb... He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid. Thought I was finna take that today.
That's the logic of so many of our women. That's the logic. Boy. I have a lot else I can say about this, and y'all just gonna have to tune into my podcast. This is just a rough draft. Oh, this is just a rough draft. I'm gonna break this down again on the podcast. I really am. I really am. I had to keep it semi-clean on here because I'm posting this on my YouTube and my Facebook. So I had to keep it semi-clean. Oh, but trust and believe, when I get to that podcast, ooh-wee. Yeah, it's going to be something serious.